Creating a budget. Develop a detailed budget that includes all your monthly income and expenses. Use this as a roadmap for managing your money. This was the first thing I started to do when it came to getting my finances in check, making sure that all the bills were paid before I had money to myself back in the day. It's really not that complicated. All you have to do, create a line on a piece of paper in the middle, put your income for that month. Say it's July, you made $2,300. And then on the other side, write the title down as expenses. Write down your gas bill, your light bill, car note if you have one, any kind of maintenance that you need to do that particular month. If it's an inspection sticker, that's technically a bill because you have to do it. If you need to grab cat food or dog food for your pet, write that down within the budget. Say you spend at least $30 to $40. You can also round it off because that's technically a bill. People tend to forget those type of bills that pop up each month. Those are the bills that tend to go unseen. So try your best to focus on 1 month and all your expenses that particular month. If you have a birthday coming up for someone, whether it's a friend or a family member, write down $50 gift card because technically that is a bill. You have to take money out of your check to do that. Once you have all your expenses written down, you can add them all up and subtract that amount with your income, and then it shows you how much money you have left over, whether it's going to go to savings or if you're going to spend it on yourself. I suggest you guys to put some of it in savings because not having an emergency fund is an emergency. Identify areas to cut back. Pinpoint spending areas where you can cut back without compromising necessities. This could include dining out less or finding cheaper alternatives. This is something that we have done, I want to say for the past 2.5 years, we have cut back a lot. I don't wear makeup, I don't dye my hair. It's not forever, but this is what's gonna help us save money. Those things are not necessities. My hair does not need to be dyed all the time. I'm still fairly young, so I don't really need to dye it as much as I used to. I was dyeing it a little bit too much, which was why my hair was damaged. So I haven't dyed my hair in 4 years, saving a ton of money on hair dye. Same thing goes for makeup. I haven't worn makeup in the past 3 years. One less thing to purchase right now. I don't think it's a necessity for myself, but you figure out what's a necessity and what's not. If you get your nails done every 2 weeks and you feel that you just want to go natural, you don't need to get your nails done and spend the $60 something every 2 weeks, then you can deduct that from your monthly expenses. So that money can go back into your savings account, or it could go to something a little bit more valuable than getting your nails done all the time. Also with dining out, this is something that we have done for the past, I want to say like 2 years. We have figured out that the only time we go out to eat is when it's a special occasion. And this is for now. This is, right now is grind time for us because we're trying our best to save enough money for a down payment to get a house. We've been trying and it is hard. It's a lot harder nowadays to own, but we're still trying. And the one thing that is very, very expensive is eating out. At least for us, it was eating out. Obviously, we live in the city, so not only do you have to pay for parking to go to the restaurant, but you pay for your meal, and then you pay for taxes on that meal, and then you give a tip. So it's like 4 charges. By the time you're done paying everything, it's like over $70 something. And if you want to calculate the gas to get to the restaurant, if you want to be technical. But that money could have went to groceries, where for groceries, you're only really paying for, obviously you have to drive there, or you can walk there if you live closer. But with groceries, you're only paying for the food. It's tax free. Obviously, I'm talking about the US. I haven't lived anywhere else but here. So that's kind of where we figured out on how to save more money, is not eating out all the time like we were when we were younger. We used to spend a lot of money eating out every weekend. So the only times we do eat out now is if it's a birthday. So if it's my birthday, we'll go out to a restaurant. If it's my partner's birthday, we'll go out. So we only do it on special occasions, usually for birthdays only. And that kind of helps us out with our budget because We have such a small circle of family members. We don't have any friends. So when it comes to going out to eat for birthdays, it's not that significant. It's like less than 8 people. But yeah, so that's what we did. You guys can figure out your expenses on, which ones you can deduct from your list. Like I said, nails, if you're spending a ton of money on makeup items, but you already have makeup items at home, use what you have. That's another thing I want to talk more about on, maybe in a separate video, because I want this video to be short for those of you that like short videos. I know a lot of people love to stock up on items. I too fell into that. I want to say it was because of the pandemic in 2020. I felt like, all right, having bulks of toilet paper, having bulks of toothpaste and shampoo and conditioner, like having extra items on deck was great. But now I'm realizing the amount of things that we had, I'm trying to run out of it all because it was unnecessary. We have such a small little family. It's just me and my partner. So for us, we didn't need all of the toilet paper that we purchased. Like now we have a bidet, so we don't really use toilet paper. Another thing is I had a whole thing of like shampoo, conditioners. I had like 4 bottles for shampoos, 4 bottles for conditioners, 5 toothpastes. Like those things do expire. So I don't stock up anymore. It's something that I cut out of our budget. Having one backup is perfectly fine, but try your best to, when it comes to stockpiling and backups, incorporate that with the size of your family. That way you're not wasting a ton of money at the end of the day. Like I said, I'll go more into a deeper conversation about this in a future video. Debt management. If you have high interest debt, focus on paying it down to reduce interest payments and free up more money for savings. If I had $1 every time I have told my sisters and my mother about this little hack, we probably would have enough for a down payment for a house. All jokes aside, I'm gonna try to put this in words. I'm not the best when it comes to like professional finance talk, but I'm gonna try to explain this to you guys. If you have a credit card, say you have 2 credit cards, one you owe $5,000 on, the interest rate is 28%. The other one you owe $2,000 on and the interest rate is 10%. Your mind automatically goes towards, I'm gonna pay the $2,000 card off because it's less money, it's gonna be faster to pay that off than the $5,000. Wrong. You want to pay the $5,000 credit card off first because the interest rate is so freaking high. The amount of money you're wasting, if you pay this card first and you don't pay the big one off first, the interest rate will kill you. It will make that $5,000 turn into like $7,000 real quick because of the high interest rate. So pay the high interest rate off bill first, even if that bill is higher than the little low interest rate card, pay this one off first. We'll try to put money to both of them, but go hard on the high interest rate cards first. You will thank yourself in the long run. I know it might take a longer time to pay the higher one off first. Trust me, I know. I've had student loan debt with a 29% interest rate. I've been through making minimum payments with it and it did nothing. It made my loan go higher because I wasn't even hitting the principal. I was just paying a part of the interest. So I learned the hard way. So a $12,000 loan turned into a $15,000 to $16,000 loan. It's been so long. I think it was $16,000. So $12,000 turned into $16,000 because I wasn't focused on the high interest rate. I was just focused on the minimum payments. So I'm begging you guys, please, please, please try your best to pay the high interest debt off first. Like I said, you will thank yourself in the future. Once when you're done with that, then focus more on the little interest. Like obviously put money towards it so it doesn't get any higher, but once when you got the big one out the way, then focus on the little one. It's not gonna be easy, but the process will be a lot smoother if you pay the higher interest rate card off first than the smaller one. It's basically like if you pay the smaller one first, you're doing things backwards. You're putting yourself in more debt for no reason. And that's how these credit cards, student loans, that's how they get you, is the interest rate. Before signing up to a credit card or a student loan, I highly suggest you guys to ask what's the interest rate, and is there any way that that can be a little bit lower? I know some companies will be greedy and say, nope, it's a set interest rate, that's what it is, but it doesn't hurt to ask. When it comes to my credit card, I'll give you guys a little bit of an example. I use my credit card for everything because I get cash back on every purchase. So I use it for groceries, gas for my car, vet bills. I use my card. My card does have a very, very high interest rate. Even though my credit is perfect, my card still has a high interest rate. But a little hack, what I have learned throughout the years, is to pay the card off before the interest kicks in. So my interest rate is around 29% with my credit card. If I buy something today, I will pay that bill next week. So the interest never kicked in. I still get my cash back. My credit is still amazing, and the bill is paid. Some people have a misconception on if you pay your credit card early, your credit will go down. Myth. Big fat myth. I remember my sisters telling me that. That's a huge, huge myth. It's not true. If you pay your credit card early, that's the only thing that happens. You paid it early. The interest, you don't get charged interest. Your credit score stays amazing. Sometimes your credit score goes up. I'll be honest with you guys. My credit score was around, when I lived with my mom, when I was 26, my credit score was 420. And my credit score today is 780. So that's with me paying my student loan off and being very, very smart when it comes to paying my credit card every 2 weeks instead of once a month. That's what they want you to do. They want you to do payments with them. So most of these credit cards, that's how they make money, is you being in debt. That's a little hack. I hope I made sense. I know I seemed a little bit all over the place, but if you guys want basic advice when it comes to credit cards, like, I'm not the best when it comes to, like, I'm no Graham Stephan, no, I'm no Caleb Hammer when it comes to knowing everything about credit cards. Like I said, I only own one credit card, and I went from a 420 credit score to 780 credit score. I'm so close to 800. And this is with me not having any loans. I have no debt. I haven't been in debt since 2018. Like I said, that credit card hack really, really works. And if you have to get a second job in order to pay for that credit card or to pay for that student loan, do it. YouTube was my second job when it came to paying off my student loan. It was an unexpected second job. I had no idea I was going to get paid to do this. I started my channel in 2017. I got paid a decent amount of money in 2018 when one of my videos went viral. That entire check I threw to my student loan and I paid it off. So I didn't spend it on cars, shoes, nothing like that. I threw it to my debt in order to live a debt-free life. So let me know down below if you guys want like a separate video on basic credit card information, or hacks, I should say. Because over the years, I have learned like basic knowledge, things on what to do with a credit card and things not to do with a credit card. On that note, you guys, I am wishing you the best when it comes to your savings goals. Let me know down below, what is your biggest goal right now? Is it to get out of credit card debt, student loan debts? Let me know down below, what is your biggest goal right now financially?